Hi friends, thank you so much for watching this video, for choosing to click on it. If we have not met before, I'm Hannah Vega. I'm a full-time wood burning artist. And if we have met before, thank you for coming back. I'm not gonna waste your time. We're just gonna get right into it. We're actually doing a start to finish process on this piece titled Her Garden, which actually just found its new home, which is insanely exciting. I'm shipping it off next week. And while I do that, I wanted to talk about a more personal story, something I went through within the past year. And it's one that maybe you will resonate with, especially if you've been through a particularly rough patch where you weren't sure if you could see the light on the other side. So yeah, let's get into it. I'm going to share the story about how my world got pulled out from under me last year. And I was not sure if I was going to ever want to create again. I'd lost all motivation to create art, and that was a scary time. So I'll talk to you a little bit about how I got through that as well. Get comfy, get cozy, grab a tea. Maybe you're making art while watching this video. If you are, let me know in the comments. I'd love to hear from you and what you're doing. And let's get into it. So I guess I'm sharing this story along with this piece because it's Mother's Day. This piece is actually very Mother's Day / kind of just like recognizing all of the supportive and wonderful and successful and inspiring women in my life. And that is why I titled it Her Garden. And this story I'm about to tell you and the situation I went through and what I did to kind of pull myself out of my creative rut through the hardship is how this piece even fabricated to begin with. It's a year ago today that I drove down my mom's driveway, duffel bag packed with as much as I could grab, and Alfie, my dog, in tow. It was a miserably rainy day in May. I'd just ended my 4-year toxic relationship after realizing I'd been inevitably betrayed, and my instinct was to move out immediately. My mom, as she does with anyone, welcomed us with open arms, hugged me tightly, and I knew I was back home, safe. Lots of you wonder where on earth I am that Alfie and I get to run around in an open field, pick raspberries in late summer, trench through 3 feet of snow in the winter, and if you've been following me on Instagram for a little while, you might recall pictures of my story of irises, apple blossoms, and other spring blooms. It's the farm my mom is very fortunate to live on. It's certainly not been an easy road for her, and I'm so grateful every day she has this place. So it had been a week or so that I'd been here, and it was rough. I was alone. My mom had left for a long trip just a day after I arrived, and it just wouldn't stop raining. I drove into town, bought a pack of Oreos and mac and cheese to realize I'd made the whole thing with spoiled milk. And I don't want to seem like I was ungrateful for getting to retreat here, but if this whole situation paired with the days on end of gloomy rain and crying on my mom's kitchen floor isn't a pathetic fallacy, I don't know what is. Before all of this happened, I was in the middle of creating my wood burning What Lies Ahead. It was one of the first things I packed in the car along with my wood burner and my favorite pens. I was in flight mode. I didn't really give myself time to process what just happened, and it was soon after I realized, as I sat down at the table continuing to work on this piece, that there was no will to create, and I wasn't sure if there ever would be. I've alluded in the past that while making this piece, my life changed drastically. I haven't exactly felt ready to open up about it till now, and I still feel weird talking about it like I'm oversharing and I'll be judged for it, but ultimately, if even one person listening to this feels a little less alone in whatever they're enduring, then it's worth it for me. Social media makes it seem like everyone's got their life together, and they don't. That is not normal. We've all got things going on. And I don't want to hide those things and create an illusion that it's just always endless inspiration and creativity and living my dream as an artist. There's a lot of talk about how the best art is made from suffering, and to be honest, one of my first thoughts going through this was, oh, I'm about to be flooded with sad art ideas. But no one really prepares you for the void that comes after trauma and how it leaves you with absolutely nothing to work with. So we're now nearing the end of May 2025, and I haven't created a damn thing in weeks. The inspiration bucket was empty, a hole carved at the bottom, and trying to refill it was a useless effort. But I came to understand that I had to mend this hole in order for the inspiration to come back in. I looked out the window to my mom's garden. The rain had stopped for the day, and the irises were in their peak bloom. Out of instinct, the same way I'd gotten in the car weeks ago and drove 2 hours here, I grabbed my camera and ran outside to take pictures of the flowers. This is what I wrote in an Instagram caption over one of these photos last year. It's difficult to muster up inspiration after sudden life changes. I was pleasantly surprised how good it felt to just enjoy my surroundings. Taking my camera outside for a bit was a gentle way to step back into creativity. I finished What Lies Ahead in mid-June. It's meaning something brand new. Now here we are, a year later. I'm looking back at these photos and feeling more inspired than ever. I created her garden because of them, and while making it, I'm feeling emotional thinking of the growth not only I've made over the past year, what I've overcome and learned and forged something new out of, but the endless growth I've seen with other women in my life too. My friends have pulled themselves through trenches of their own, and we've grown the strongest of bonds, having each other's backs through laughter and tears. Fellow artists I've met online absolutely blossoming in their careers and inspiring me to keep going. And most of all, my mom. She's got a light just absolutely radiating from her. She's planting seeds and growing something new for herself, and she inspires me every day to be a better person. After all, it's her garden that reignited the creativity I thought I'd long lost buried under all the soil.